Well, good morning. It looks like I've got a number of people jumped on nice and early. Great to have you on board. Just sharing my screen there. Marvelous. So hopefully you can all see that all good. Got a good number of people jumping on. Really good to have you. And thanks for the suggestions received yesterday. I got a couple of them. So one of them was that we'd have a question and answer session, as well as having the slides and the information. So if you do have questions, we'll be picking up and making time for that. If you've got questions going through, please do drop them in there. Kerry has joined me as a panelist, and she's going to be answering questions as they come up, or highlighting which ones we'll have time to answer. And we also got a question yesterday. Apparently I pressed the close button before I got to answer it, around making the slides available. Ruben, I think you'd asked that. So yes, we're aiming to upload both the slides and the videos, because obviously we're recording these. So we're aiming to upload the slides and the videos, and we're just working through the logistics of that. Ideally, by the end of the week, we should have that all done. And as a result of that, in today's session, I've got a couple of links that I've included in, which I think you will find useful. Now, one of the other suggestions that was made is that perhaps having a little bit of music in the background would be good. So a little bit cheesy, but I thought, oh, I know the perfect tune to start off with, and happens to be one of my favorite. No two guesses if you get it straight away what it is. So please do make sure you've got your pen and paper to take notes as we go, or type if you're one of the people who type while they listen. That's absolutely superb. And we will be starting on time, as we always do, and aiming to finish on time. And then just a little bit of music to keep us going to get to the time. If you do have any questions you want to put in, please feel free to drop them into the question, the little Q&A thing. Please feel free to drop them in. We'll just make sure we'll make time for those. Thanks for those of you who have shared and got the message out around these little 15 minutes thoughts over a cup of coffee. I trust you've got yours with you. And it's been really good. We've had a nice steady increase in number of people joining us every morning. And this is obviously our third one. So, happy April Fools to all of you. I was trying to think of something cheesy for it, but I thought, actually, I've only got 15 minutes, so I'm going to stuff it with value instead, hey? Oh, there's Crusaders fans. Oh, there we go. See, I didn't even know that. That's ignorance. Oh, I should have known. But it's still good. Either way, it's fabulous. And Alan, I've just seen that you mentioned the April Fool's thing. Thankfully, we got it before the kids did this morning, so we were safe. All right. All right, fabulous. We'll stop Chariots of Fire there and jump over onto our onto today. Great having you all on board. Wonderful to see so many people joining us. If this is your first time, welcome. Please do feel free to ask questions as we go. One of the big things, of course, is that I'm just sharing information, and information is only as good as the action that you take as a result of it. So please do make sure that you do focus on what actions you can take. Now, as I mentioned yesterday, what I want to focus on today are 15 things you can do in this countrywide shutdown. I'm particularly focused if you're a business owner, but these will apply if you work for a business as well, or if you're self-employed, obviously, then you're a business owner. Now, it's hard to believe, but it wasn't that long ago when Jacinda stood up and gave the speech around the nationwide shutdown. And it went and read the whole speech, and it's a big thing. It's unprecedented with what's happening. The big concern I had when I heard this, basically being told, go home and sit on the couch, is that if you're a business owner, and ideally if you're an employee who wants to do something with their life, now is not the time to think that you're on a paid government holiday. You've got to get your mindset right. Now is the time to take action that other people won't be taking. So first and foremost, we want to get our mindset right. I've gone over this little model, every single one we've done in one way, shape, manner, kind, or form. But your mindset determines everything. Your mindset will determine your attitude. And of course, that determines your behavior. I mentioned that our name Think Right comes from that very premise, that when you think right, you act right and you get the right results. Okay, so your mindset affects your behavior. It affects the actions that you take as a result of that, which will then give you the results. And that will then allow you to tweak your performance so that you can keep going and improving on an ever-increasing basis. So now is the time to strategically look at where you can refocus your efforts. You've got time. For many of you, like I said yesterday, you're going to look back on this month and don't let it be a thing going, gee, I wish I had. Make this a time where you actually go, wow, I was so glad I had that time. Now, these 15 things are in no particular order. They were just as they came to mind for me. So one of the first things I said to people is, please explore what else could you be doing, not just with your time right now, but as a business going forward. Look for alternatives. There's a big thing that says speed stuns. When people do stuff and they do it fast, it stuns people. We've seen this with the likes of Uber and Airbnb, where they just sort of seem to come out of nowhere, okay? You want to be on the right side of that. You want to be the person who's moving and acting fast. You don't want to be knocked down by the speed of somebody else's actions. And a key part of that is that the speed of feedback equals the speed of success. Are you prepared and willing to look for and to try different things that you could be doing? Because if you can try different things and look to different things, then you're going to get feedback that goes, yep, this is working, or no, you're going to need to tweak, change, or stop that. So now is the time to think creatively. Brainstorm, come up with some ideas. There's some great examples for you. Louis Vuitton, okay, fashion brand of the world, is making hand sanitizer because that's where the demand is right now. Ford proposed making ventilators before it became this big thing in America. The reason being that back in the World War, Ford actually went and made gas masks. So they've had people on board who know that they're able to change production. Now, that's obviously looking at what you could do right now. Those meet immediate needs. And if you're in a position to meet immediate needs, then please, by all means, step up to the mark. We need people who can meet immediate needs. But what about after lockdown? What are you going to do then? You're going to have to be creative. If your business is going to be severely impacted, and I'm willing to say that there are going to be very few businesses that are not going to be severely impacted, what's going to change? I've got a couple of things up there. If you're in adventure tourism, your market's dead for at least 6 to 12 months. We categorically know that because Air New Zealand stopped flying for that long. Okay, so maybe you need to change your whole business model and target corporate team building. If you were selling to the airlines, could you sell something similar to a different target market? Could you change your offering? One of the big things to do when we're looking for alternatives is to go, what skills do I have now? What's my supply chain like? What resources do we have that we could use to great effect? Remember the quote from yesterday, do what you can do with what you've got, where you are right now, because that's what's going to make the difference. So number one, look for alternatives you can explore. Number two, this is a great time to record product educational videos, okay, for use in your marketing and for your team and for your clients. There's something called the curse of knowledge. And the curse of knowledge is that if you know something, you can't unknow it, okay? And we tend to think that everybody else knows what we do. which means that oftentimes when we give instructions, we tell somebody to do something, assuming that they have our base knowledge. And they're not going to go, oh, I don't know what it's doing. And you go, what do you think? What were you thinking? You know, when they go and do something wrong. Because we make the assumption that they have our base knowledge. So we could look at doing educational videos. We know that people don't know what they don't know. Sounds obvious, but people don't know what they don't know. So one of the opportunities you've got right now, you have time, one of those few times in business, if not one of the only times in business, where you actually have time. Could you do short, sharp videos per product? And if you've got a big product, could you do it per feature and benefit of your products or services that you offer? One of the great things with doing product videos is that it helps to onboard people a lot faster and more effectively. If somebody joins your team and you can say, right, we want you to sell this product, or we want you to work this machine, or we want you to serve these people, you can actually give them videos that they can go and learn this stuff from. It also makes a great refresher for your team members. And it can help if you do role rotations, okay? And you can build a library where people can actually start to learn about your products and services. Another great thing is that explainer videos help increase your product sales. It's one of the great things. They increase it, but particularly for those of you who are reliant on other people selling your products or services. Because confidence sells. And so if I'm confident in your product and I'm then meant to be selling your product for you, the more I know about it, the more I know its features and its benefits and its advantages, the easier it is going to be for me to sell. Now, you can do it yourself. You can make the team do it as a team effort. You know, every single person does it, gets their phone, makes a little product video. Make it fun. Get the team involved. Get the team on board. The key element here is if this is something that's resonated with you, now is the time to do it. So number 2, record product educational videos for use in your marketing, for your team, and for your clients. Number 3, record training videos. Now, this is slightly different. As before, people don't know what they don't know, but as well as product videos, what about skill set videos? You know, skills from as basic as, you know, how do we process this paperwork? You know, how do we capture something into our CRM? Through to how do we manage difficult client calls from this business? You can create a library for future use. Once again, there are multiple uses of training videos around skill sets. There are lots of programs to do this, by the way, that will help you to create a library where you can film yourself capturing a client into your CRM, for argument's sake. So a CRM is a customer relationship management program. And you just talk. So we click on this button over here. That opens up this. Then we enter their name over here. Then we do this. Then we do that. And you just talk as you do it. So that when someone says, well, how do I do this? You go, oh, great. Watch this. Saves you a massive amount of time on an ongoing basis. Consider also using videos that your clients can access. You know, if you've got an online portal, could you have a 30-second video around how to access the online portal? Could you have a 30-second video around some skills to help them utilize your software better, or whatever the case may be? One of the great things with creating videos is they make a great value add giveaway that you can give to clients. Hey, if you sign up with us or jump onto our portal, you'll have access to all of these videos that are available there for you. You know, if you're in financial services, you know, could you put in a quick short video clip around the how to, you know, how to check your, you know, what's inside your insurance policy, how to manage your finances, how to, you know, all sorts of little things that you can do. A great thing, particularly for business owners, that you can do with video clips is to do staff introduction. So when you're inducting somebody, having as much available as possible so that they can go home and watch short video clips so they feel more part of the team and they can learn a lot more, a lot quicker. And different people learn in different ways. So by putting in a video, you're appealing to the audio-visual people, but also people who like to hear something or see something 2 or 3 times. One of the great things I find is that when you can put your vision, mission, and values into a video clip, it makes a huge difference. Those of you who have trained with me before in this culture space know that one of my favorite videos to show is the Southwest Airlines and the video that they've created for new team members joining their team. And basically it says, this is the way we do things around here. This is our mission, our vision, and our values, and this is the way we live them, as told by the team, by clients, and by the CEO. Really, really powerful little thing to do. Now, creating videos, some of you will be sitting there going, oh, that's great, but it's actually really easy. You can use your phone to do it. And here are two resources. So Spinning Planet, so one of the companies in Palmerston North, have got a blog, how to create an instructional video with your smartphone. A really, really nice, easy thing to do. And also, by the way, you can Google this. I Googled a resource and had a quick look at lightmv.com. I have heard of them before, but there's a soapbox and there's all sorts of different things. So do consider doing that. So number 3, record training videos around skill sets, vision, mission, values, all those things. Number 4, refine your systems. Okay, now is the time to tackle or change your biggest bugbears in your systems. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but I know that one of my biggest bugbears is looking for stuff that I know I've got somewhere on the system, and I waste hours and hours throughout the year going, I know it's in there, click, 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 click. And quite often I've landed up recreating stuff that I know I've got because I just simply can't bother and find it. Okay, so from your perspective, do you have any bugbears? Now, there could be filing bugbears, as is mine, okay? And people do waste hours of time looking for stuff, but it could also be a system thing. And, so often in a business, I see people working for the system rather than the system working for the people. Are your systems good? Are they easy? Are they efficient? Amazon became famous because it took the amount of time for you to buy something down to 3 clicks. And it was like, wow, a new standard. And then they came up with a 1-click purchasing. And it changed the way that we shop online. We expect it to be as easy as Amazon makes it. So could you take a complex system and refine it to a simplest form? Maybe you've got something that's really complex and you can make it really simple. Now, is that something you could look at doing? And then finally, for today anyway, consider updating your website. So you can see I did a quick update, a quick check this morning on one of our websites. Now, you can just use a system online. So one of the ones that I used is one called Nibbler. And it gives you a great overview. So you can see down the right-hand side over here, all the different things that it gets you to look at and our scoring. And so we've got, by and large, we're 10 on a lot of things. And then there are a couple of things where we can tweak and improve. So there's red, orange, and greens. We need to do a bit of work on them, okay? Guys, you can do something like that, which will give you pointers and go look here on your website. Or you can go through the basics. Now, any web search, what should I check on my website, will bring up something, okay? And I did 11 things to check on your website right now. So this is from Namecheap. And these are theirs. How fast is your website? Is it mobile friendly? Is your brand in focus? Do your pages pop? So we talk about a fold line. A fold line is what you see above the line. So the very first thing you see before you start scrolling down. Is your content compelling and readable? Is it clear navigation? Is it easy to know where to go to next? Do you have search functionality? Are you looking at your analytics? Are your links working for you? That's a very key thing to watch for many of you, by the way. Broken links is one of the biggest things that will drop you down on a website. Is your website safe? Does it have the little padlock on it? Do you have a site safe certificate? And is it easy for people to contact you, to find you? So those are just some ideas that you can have a look at. So hopefully I've left I've got a couple of minutes there. Are there any questions that anybody has at the moment that I need to have? Also, if I go back, that I need to have a look at. Anybody got any questions at all? Anything I haven't answered that you would like me to answer? Once again, I do trust that that's been useful for you. I can't see any questions coming through there at the moment. All right, nobody got any questions on any of those? So those are 5. And like I said, we've got 15, so we'll do another 5 tomorrow and another 5 on Friday. Do look forward to hearing from you then. And please, if you do have any questions, as always, please email me, mike@thinkrite.co.nz, jump onto our website. And as I've said, we've got lots of resources on there for you. Marvelous. Thanks a lot, everybody. Really do appreciate that. And look forward to catching up with you again soon.